A great way to improve your game and learn how to practice effectively is the two club drill. When you are trying to take your game to the next level, whether that's breaking 100, breaking 90, 80, 70, it's important to learn how to practice. So what we're going to do with this two club drill, and this is a basic one, we only want to start about 4 paces off the green, and as we chip, we want to land the ball 95% of the time within 2 paces on the green. This is the 95% rule that I teach, is that we want to land the ball here 95% of the time. The great thing about this drill is you can make this game as easy on yourself or as hard on yourself based on how far apart these clubs are. All we're going to do now is go back and we're going to take our most lofted club, which in this case for me is a 60 degree, commonly referred to as a lob wedge. And we're going to take the same setup, which is feet club head width apart, bring your left toe back, turn your toes, weight and hands forward. Now we just make chip shots where the club works up to down and we land the ball within those 2 clubs. Notice I'm holding my finish until that ball stops rolling. This is a great opportunity. This is a great drill for you that are trying to break 100, even break 90, to work on your technique. So as we do this, right here, back and through, I'm waiting until the ball stops rolling. This is a drill that I actually teach players, tour players, to do as well, because it just gets them back to the fundamentals, the foundation of when you were really playing your best. You did things well. Too often as you become a better player, you can get away with things because your hand-eye coordination, your ability to strike the ball squarely is good. But you start forgetting the fundamentals and these simple shots become, too hard. So you just come back to the basics, the fundamentals, choke down, up to down, land the ball within there. And you can see I'm just hitting these shots and I'm getting some consistency as where that ball runs out. So they're all close together. Now the idea is the way you want to practice is you want to practice landing 5 balls in a row within that area. After you do that, you go from your lob wedge to your sand wedge. If you are short on time, you want to land 3 in a row within there. And instead, then you want to skip clubs. So instead of going from lob wedge, which is your 60 degree, to your sand wedge, to your gap wedge, I'm just going to simply skip a couple clubs and I'm going to go to my pitching wedge here. The setup is going to be the same, where I go here, let's take the same setup, I've choked down, up to down, and I landed it within there, it hit the club, that counts as 1. I do it again. I landed, I missed, so I'd have to start over with my pitching wedge. But I didn't miss by much, so that's the good thing. Here we go, back, through, lands within there. And the great thing is I missed my target on those balls that are out there, the far ones, but you could see that those 2 balls are close together. So I am developing consistency at this point. So again, same setup, balls back, hands and weight are forward, club works up to down, lands within there, and it runs out. After I've got my 3, I'm going to switch to an 8-iron, and the same rule applies. So my question to you is, how do we control distance? Right now in your mind, you're probably thinking, well, hit it harder, make a bigger backswing, bigger follow through. No, we change clubs. It is the same swing. You could see a lob wedge, you could see where that rolls out to you could see where an pitching wedge. Now I've got an 8-iron, I land it within there, and it's going to run much farther. Notice my setup is the same. The swing is the same. I am simply changing clubs, and that produces a different result of where the ball will run out to. I want to explain this to you, and I want to make sure we're on the same page on this. Can you use a lob wedge? Can you make a bigger swing to control distance? Absolutely. And what we're going to do is I'm going to hit a shot to this back pin. Now I have enough practice and or skill level that I can probably hit this pretty close. So as I hit this lob wedge, you're going to see I'm going to make a big swing, and I can hit that shot back there to that pin. Now, what I want to explain to you and understand is, even as a good player, I am going to miss-hit some shots. So as I make this next swing, if I miss-hit this at all, okay, I'm going to make the same swing, and I missed it, I thinned it, and the ball is over the green. That is where you're going to make a big number. That is where you're going to make a double or even a triple, okay, from right in front of the green. All I have to do, if I am going to land one to that play to that back pin, as long as I have green, I'm just going to change clubs. In this case, I'm going to go to a 6-iron, and I don't really teach you to go below a 6-iron, but I'm going to make a simple swing where I land the ball here on the front of the green. The ball will run out and run all the way towards my target. And that's not a bad shot right there. So I'm gonna have to hit it just a fraction harder. We're into the wind. But if I took that same swing, and I want you to pay attention to the miss here, I'm gonna take the same swing, I thinned it, and I want you to notice where that ball's gonna run out to. That miss and that good shot are in the exact same spots. So what you're gonna learn and what you're gonna understand by changing clubs is that your misses become better. If you have good misses, you are a good golfer. The way you can improve your misses is by using the proper club selection around the green. The 95% rule is, and the 2-club drill is your way to practice and learn how to land the ball within that area. As you will see, the pitching wedge or the lob wedge, the pitching wedge, the 8-iron, and the 6-iron all have different runouts. That is how you can learn to use what club where on the golf course.